Well, good evening, everybody. How's it going? Hope you're all having a good Tuesday. Just getting things set up over here, then we should be hopefully ready to go. Is this working? It is. We're good. We're good. Okay. Actually, one of the rare cases on a live stream where I actually have been doing some laps prior. Only with this car, though. Not really come up with anything conclusive, but I got the full sympathy card game going on tonight. Yeah, there's quite a bit of change. Got new monitors for one. I finally replaced the old trusty TV that served me for very, very long. It's still here. It's actually next to me on the floor. I need to find somewhere to put it. But finally got rid of that. Well, not really got rid of it. It's still there. It still works. But I've finally taken the plunge on buying a couple of monitors because something I probably should have done for a very long time now. I mean, it's already helping me a lot because I've got AC on the main screen and I've got everything else on the other screen, whereas previously I had to have everything kind of haphazardly overlaid and tap backwards and forwards between everything, and it was a nightmare. This makes streaming, at the very least, a lot easier now because I have the management on the right, the actual gameplay on the left. Thing is that these do sit a little lower. Well, obviously because of the TV being so big, it kind of made the natural middle point of the view higher, but now it's lower, so I need to get used to, still getting things sort of all adjusted and dialed in with that. Also getting used to playing on a smaller screen. Gone from like 40 inches down to 24.5, I think. I've kept the view settings the same, mainly for the live stream. Also, I just don't really want to tunnel vision myself too much, because I feel like trying to make the FOV sort of quote-unquote optimal at this sort of range, I'd have to really scrunch things in. But it's going to be like an iterative thing, right? You know, it's going to take time. I'm going to get used to it eventually, sort of thing. I'd say I'm already relatively acquainted to the screen. Screen is not really my problem. It's more just being comfortable with everything else. However, in my infinite wisdom today, I was making lunch, dropped the knife, and reflexes kicked in, and next thing I knew I was holding the knife by the blade. Not exactly good. Because now I've fucked up some of the fingers on my left hand. It's fine, but they're just obviously wrapped up, so they're not really much good for driving with. So I'm having to drive with a little bit of a weird control scheme tonight as well, where I'm actually I'm not using the left paddle at all. My right hand, or my left hand, sorry, is just loosely holding the wheel and helping it steer. Because I actually do a lot of it's the middle finger and the finger next to that, the ones that have gotten the brunt of the damage. And those are like the two main fingers I used to change gears with. So or do the downshift with, so that's not really ideal. But, so yeah, I've now got the downshift on the B button on the wheel, which is a bit weird. Upshift's still on the paddle, but downshift's now on the B button, so effectively using this as like a one-handed setup. A little strange, but I'd say I'm getting used to it. That's why I did a few laps earlier. I kind of wanted to find where a comfortable control scheme would be. I feel like this is probably the best. Sort of middle ground. So yeah, expect not very good driving tonight. Gonna try my best, but I don't think it's gonna be the main attraction. I'm definitely liking these new monitors, though. This is an upgrade I should have done a long time ago. They aren't like flashy monitors or anything. They only cost me like 100 quid or so a piece. But they... And the big problems I had with the TV was that... the main one was that the screen reflected too much, right? So I couldn't really have the windows open behind, or the curtains open behind me, because otherwise I'd let too much light in, and all I'd see on the TV screen would be the blinds. But these are a more matte sort of screen, so they don't reflect anywhere near as much, which is great. I can actually open the curtains more now, let more natural light in to the room, which is definitely a positive. I like that. Also, just, you know, having the utility of a second screen, something I've been desperately missing for a while. Made a few things more awkward than they needed to be, especially on live stream. Because, you know, having to... Especially some games that locked me into full screen and wouldn't let me overlay the chat, I'd have to use my phone for chat, and that was just a nightmare. Having to constantly look up and down, up and down, up and down. Not fun. It's definitely something I'm not gonna miss. But yeah, some things did feel a little weirdly scaled on the TV as well. It definitely felt like the TV was too big, because kind of a similar phenomenon happened, having to look up and down a lot more than I probably should. Whereas, you know, on the monitor, everything is kind of relatively within my peripheral vision. I can, you know, I can see all around it, which is a little weird, and probably, you know, it does make some things feel a little less immersive, because less of my view is taken up by just the screen. But I think it's for the better. And definitely something that I will sort of adjust to in time. Yeah. Like I said, something I should have done definitely a long time ago. And I just never did. I kind of just accepted the old TV for what it was. I mean, it was fine enough. It did the job, but I am sort of... I have been a victim many times. Well, not really a victim, but I've definitely been living down where I could be, for the sake of, I don't know, not really wanting to spend money. Yeah, as I say, money can't buy you happiness, but money can make your life a lot easier. Which in turn can... doesn't bring you happiness. It's something you gotta find yourself, but definitely give you more wiggle room for it. Oh, the understeer. Yeah, tonight really is just a learning night, really. Get him used to sim racing with the new monitors and using this dual monitor, trying to get the most out of this dual monitor setup for streaming. I think I got a pretty decent setup going. I basically just have everything else on the right, AC on the center, you know. Also trying to get used to this control scheme. I think I got used to it, but it does feel weird if you want to just kind of reach with my fingers. And there's not as much of a tactile response from pressing a face button as there is from pulling a pedal. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at tonight. As for next season's plans, need to get on those. I don't really have anything yet. I had a couple of loose ideas kicking around, but they've kind of slipped through the cracks a bit, and I've forgotten about them. So it's back to the drawing board on those. Too long now till we actually get racing, though. You know, actually, I am gonna try on this car at least. I'm gonna try moving the seat in a little bit, maybe up a little bit as well. I think this could be a better. Oh right, I'm gonna use the pedal there. Have it on the button. I think it's a little too high now, actually, in the seat. I'm actually gonna lower it a bit. I think that feels a bit better. Appropriate camera position. Hopefully it's not too zoomed in on the stream end. I have seen some other people have like really zoomed in sort of screen setups, and while that's probably better for their visibility, I feel like it doesn't really add. It doesn't look particularly great from the live stream point of view, right? And you know, when you're live streaming, it's as much about you as it is. At least in my opinion, it's as much about you as it is what the viewer sees, right? You can make the experience as comfortable for you as you like, but if it looks like shit for the end viewer, they're not going to watch. Or they're going to be less interested in watching. That's why, you know, I don't have a face camera set up or, you know, any kind of, like, tracking for me. So that's why I keep the steering wheel and all that jazz up. You know, I know a lot of people get rid of it, but I keep it up. So it kind of helps. I like the shoulder dials as well in the car as well. You know, like the actual dashboard. Because I just prefer it like that for like sort of immersion. I like to use what's actually there. But also, you know, I think it looks a little bit better for the end user as well. You can actually sort of see the car. Near the times I was doing earlier. I've regressed on myself. least I'm keeping the car on the track, I guess. I think that's my main goal really tonight. Is to just kind of keep a decent level of performance. Finish this lap and then I think we should be good to join the server. It's a little annoying there. When I shift over to the other monitor, just keep that bar up on the side of AC. So I'm just kind of repositioning some of the windows. Oh, I also need to remember to click back into AC as the window. As I said, it's all a learning process. I gotta definitely get acclimatized to having second screen. Yeah, very good problem to have. Okay, online. Let's get this up. I think the server should be up by now. Ooh. That's not very good. Oh no. Oh. Fuck. Oh dear. Alright, we're off to a great start. Because you want to know what I didn't do? I didn't register. But it definitely helped if I'd done that. Oh, I was so preoccupied with making everything work that I forgot to do the one thing you have to do. Bollocks. Pro gamer move, yeah. Indeed. Indeed. Oh. I can't believe I've done that. I think that's the first time ever I've done that. Can't spit if you can't show up on the grid. That's true. Alright, need to make sure... Alright, I'm registering for this next race. Well, I guess the question is, what do we fill the time with? I guess the logical answer is practice for the next race, because I need it. Probably still drive like shit anyways, but... Oh my god. That being said, Mattia was the only person registered. Which is a bit of an ouch. I'm guessing we're in like peak holiday season now, so... Shucks. Wait, it doesn't even want to let me register. Come on. This is my PC being stupid. GTA time? Well, I wanna try and get the next race going, at the very least. I did see a pretty interesting car that I did a little bit of learning about in Live for Speed that I guess I could show off. I'm gonna really jump immediately into practicing for the next race because I don't want to spend too much time slaving away. But yeah. Oh, I got. The Lift for Speed is like one of the only games I've seen so far that doesn't really play well with having a second screen. There you go. Okay, let's see. It does not like me doing. Okay, now does it show anything? I guess it's home. Okay, I think we're back now. Give me a shout if you're re-receiving the feed. Or if you are actually, if you have the yellow clouds. Hopefully, you should be receiving the feed now, though. I'm hoping. Yeah, I noticed that I put the Lift for Speed window back on, and it said it wasn't receiving anything. And I was like... Well, OBS didn't change, should I say. OBS stayed stuck. And I was like, uh-oh, this is a problem. Sure enough, it was. But as I was saying, I don't know how much got cut out. But one annoying thing with Lift for Speed is... Okay, so I guess backtracking a little bit more. Over the weekend... This is a funny little story, actually. So obviously, that is a Mustang GT3, but I'll be changing it soon. Over the weekend, obviously, the Spa Formula 1 race happened. It's not. It's Fund Performance. See? Fund Performance. GTO Pro. The Mutt Sand. Some of these logos are approved to use in Lift for Speed, so that's why it does have some official logos. Like Dell, that might actually be the Michelin Man. Actually, yeah, it is, yeah, because we can... I could just go and pick... yeah, see? I can just pick Michelin tires. There you go. So that's like a approved logo in Lift for Speed. But I guess, yeah, they probably recreated delivery and just changed little bits here and there to get away with it. But... yeah, it's very, very close. I'd assume they've done the bare minimum they could get away with changing it to be like, yeah, this is fine, right? But yeah, so obviously at the weekend, we had the, with the old F1 race at Spa. And if you were unfortunate enough to have bothered watching the race, you would have realized that there was a stupid delay at the start. This delay was so long that I had the time to... Yeah, it was boring. Yeah, that's the thing. Is by the time the race finally got going, the race wasn't even that interesting. But I had enough time in that break to pop down to my local electronics store, pick up 2 brand new monitors, bring them home, set them all up. Now, they weren't fully set up. I hadn't properly dialed in all the screen settings and whatnot. But they were working. I had them all set up on my computer. And I still had about 30 minutes to spare. Like... fucking... I get Spa is, like, dangerous and whatnot. Or has a history of being dangerous. But... You know, we've got a... It just looks really bad on the sport. To keep having this whole prancing about whenever it rains. But yeah, so in other news, I have 2 monitors now. Which is great. I love this. It's an upgrade I should have made a very long time ago. And I just never did. Because, I don't know. I'm stupid. Got rid of the old TV. 2 monitors in. Say gotten rid of, but the old TV is just down there beside me. Well, to the end of my bed. I haven't found a place to put it yet. But yeah, Lift for Speed doesn't really seem to... It's like one of the only games I've seen that doesn't really take too kindly. I have to like tab out and then it sort of minimizes the game. with the screens. However, what I do want to show, I saw something pretty interesting. Some people here might recognize this, but some might not. And this is part of a continued interesting collaboration I've seen in the Live for Speed. Between this guy seems to, I forget his name. It's not listed here. Shucks, I thought it would have been. Oh wait, I can see him here. Yeah, old Mihal here has been able to get approval to sort of release actual Skodas onto Live for Speed. Like, obviously it's not for profit, but you can see there's a bunch here now. They did the one Talon, and he did the Felicia, and now probably the most interesting one, the Ferrat Vampire RSR, which I knew nothing about until I saw this, and then I did a bit of research, and this is pretty interesting actually. It's based on a concept car from, I think, the late 70s called the 110 Super Sport. And obviously in the back then, the Czech Republic wasn't really, and just Eastern Europe in general, wasn't really in a position to be affording a rear-engined supercar. Even though this wasn't really a supercar, it only made about 80 horsepower. I think this one was upgraded to be 100. So they shelved it. It stayed a concept car, whatnot. However, a bit of a weird proposition came up in the 80s. Obviously, the 80s was the time of funny wedge cars in movies. And it was turned into a movie car. However, a bit of a strange movie car. Because this was meant to be a, like, it's almost meant to be like a vampire car. The car is, I think it's supposed to run off of human blood rather than fuel. I've only seen like little snippets from the film, but it's like a rally. They're like a rally team that's, I don't know, owned by like a descendant of like Nosferatu or some shit. And this car is like the centerpiece beyond like a vampire car. Apparently, I think from what I'd read somewhere, I don't know if we could see it. Oh wait, maybe if I go into the model viewer, we can. I think it said, oh no, I think the pedal here is just normal. But I think there was some weird thing about it having like pedal, like fangs on the pedals. So it would like sap the, I don't know. I haven't watched the film because it's like an old Czech film, I think. So, and it's not in English, so I have no idea what it would have been. But I thought that was pretty weird thing. They took a concept car and they made it into this movie car. This is like the museum trim, because this is how the car sits today in the museum. The movie one has slightly different brake lights. Didn't expect to hear a worse idea than running a Trabant on carrots. Yeah, Virgilia. But I guess this is it decked out with like stickers. And I think this was the same color. I think the white is representative of the original Super Sport concept. I think it was just white. I see what this thing drives like though. Trabant was also a movie plot. Oh. Let's get this quickly. German movie or something. Ah, okay. Yeah, I did see one weird scene from this film where the guy goes up to a car, the car when it's sat on like a pedestal, and he sees that like the front, even though this is a rear-engined car, the front was like pulsing up and down, and he like cuts it open, sticks his hand into it, and then like pulls out a shitload of blood, and it's like, all right. It's a bit weird. Alright, the speed isn't kilometers, right. I was a little confused then. I was like, oh no, I've broken the speed limit, but I haven't. Didn't sound promise to do this, yeah. But I thought that was a really random nugget of history. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, actually. Like, the movie doesn't sound like it was too hot, but, like, the entire fact that it's like, oh, they took a concept car and then repurposed it into a sort of movie thing. Like, a really obscure movie thing is just, like, a pretty cool piece of, like, super obscure trivia. It wasn't 30% of the movie, most of it was fine because it was stolen, damn it. You know, it's a funny thing with movies, though, right? Is some of the most iconic cars in cinema weren't really around for much of the films that they were part of, right? You look at, like, Brian's Skyline, for example, in Too Fast, Too Furious. Sure, you can argue there was that, like, 30-minute, introduction, like, prologue to the film, but, like, who the fuck watched that, really? You know, in the actual Too Fast, Too Furious, the bit that everyone remembers, outside of the, like, real diehard Fast and Furious community, the car was in the film for about 5 minutes. And yeah, it's one of the most iconic and recognizable film cars ever. Kind of the same with the Interceptor in Mad Max. I've only really seen the first two. I don't know if it featured in Thunderdome. I'm gonna assume it didn't, though. I think Thunderdome was more of a arena thing. But in the first film, the car doesn't really play much of a role. It's sort of used to try and lure him back onto the Force as he's, like, disillusioned. They're like, hey, we can give you this nice car. It's not quite ready yet, but we can give it to you. And then he steals it at the end and runs off with it. But that's, like, right at the end of the film. Then in the second film, he's in the car, but then it gets wrecked, stolen. Then he spends the whole film trying to get it back, only to then immediately blow it up. And it's like, okay. It's like, sure, it's a cool car, but again, it doesn't really fill up a lot of the movie. I guess a lot of the film was centered around it, though. You know, it kind of was a pivotal point, I guess, in both films. Trying to think of other examples. But I mean, there's two pretty big ones right there, you know. I do always find it funny with the, I guess actually, was Dom's Charger much in the original Fast and Furious? I don't remember. I know it was there at the end, but I think we saw it a couple of times before. Hold on. I don't think we saw it much between that. Vampire with English subtitles on YouTube. Ah. I did not know that. So hey, sorry to leave you hanging in that race. I completely forgot to register. Ow. What, German point of fair? Yeah. Yeah. I guess. It is. I did kind of come to that realization afterwards. Like, it doesn't appear much in the film, but it is pretty symbolic in both. So apologies for my shit driving. I did accidentally cut my hand to pieces. So I'm sort of driving with like 1.5 hands. So my downshifts are all over the place at the moment. Hey, how I was treated after that, especially in Heroes Throwaway gag. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the problem with a lot of these things, right? If things become like really iconic, they kind of just get regurgitated for like fan service. Like, cool, we get it. It's like the M3 GTR appearing in every fucking Need for Speed game in recent years. It's like, cool, we get it. You made Most Wanted like 20 years ago, but nobody gives a shit anymore. It's just like... Yeah, like, fan service sometimes can work really well. You know, you, like, hit on a nice little bit of nostalgia. It's like, oh, this is cool. But so when you do it, like... It's just, like, constant and done really poorly. It's just like... No. I don't care anymore. Go away. Where is the car? Top car Monday. Okay. I don't know. It does seem like basically everyone is absent tonight, though. Which will be in, means we might not actually get a lot of racing tonight. But we'll see. Thing them freeze, it was in Cayman, so it was like the car for at least 2 years since they barely tend to stick to cover cars in LFS. That is true. Albeit, in Carbon, it kind of gets the Too Fast, Too Furious treatment, where it gets junked basically immediately, and like, that's that. I just don't like how much they've clung to it. They almost, like, it's like... It's there all the time. It's just kind of annoying. Like, get this thing out of here. It's old. Move on. Especially given that it's just kind of lazily slapped into all of the games. Like, it doesn't really feel like it's earned its place. It just kind of exists. Where were we at last week? I don't remember. Assen. Assen was terrible. Red Bull Ring. Would a Red Bull Ring give me any... Oh. Uh-oh. What did I do? Okay. But if I get anything bad, so I think we're in the good. You can use it for multiple majority of the game for most classes. Yeah, but I don't know. I still think it was a bit of a... Oh yeah, we're definitely not going that fast. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Red Bull Ring setup could work, because I stripped all the downforce. I remember that now. Right. Like a mouse. Oh, Nissan. Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. I thought we were still on about the... What is the track in this list? No fucking clue. I'm just gonna drive the car though. I think we could bump that up though. And maybe get rid of the, as you mentioned, Cooper's car. Yeah, it didn't really click with me what Cooper's car was at first. And now you said fitness and it's like, okay. And I know what you mean. It's a little bit further forward because I am working with a slightly smaller screen now. Oh no. Fuck. Did I push the brake bias back in this setup? I think I might have done. I want to push it forward. That could end badly for me, but we'll see. I'm kind of expecting it to end badly, I'll be honest. I have no faith in my driving tonight. Lamont, oh, there it is. I could be so blind. I look at recent entries 2015, 2015 to be as in the first year, but it's not even the cover car payback too many to click. It's a stick. Heat cover car is tilted in the first minutes, yeah. And then I think Unbound's cover car is just ASAP Rocky's car. It's like, okay. They really leaned into ASAP Rocky hard in Unbound. Which, I guess it depends on whether or not you're an ASAP Rocky fan or not. Yeah, it's the ASAP promo. Like, it does, I don't know, whenever he appears, it does just kind of feel like it is kind of just advertising him, but it's like, alright. Off the curb. We're off to a great run here. I want to top this off with fuel actually as well. You just forced it, yeah. I think I heard that interview wasn't even like done for the game. It's just some random interview that they obviously got the rights to. And then like chopped up for the game. At the ending. And I guess during like the mission where you help them out. Ah, it's breaking. Okay, there we go. Good. Great. Lifting the camera slightly. Yeah, I've got the full book of excuses lined up tonight for why my driving is bad. It is. I don't think I could think of many more. Annoyingly, though, they're all true. Yeah. Yeah. I'll get rid of the forgot the register thing now, because I think first race would have been finished by now. Ugh, gotta try and fap the mouse over though. There you go. Got it. That wasn't so hard actually. Let go of the steering wheel. Using a bit of a weird control scheme tonight, though. I did sort of explain this earlier, but instead of using the left paddle to downshift, I'm actually instead using the B face button on the wheel. Because I made the very smart decision to cut up the 2 fingers that I used to downshift. Usually. So my left hand tonight is reserved for just loosely holding onto the wheel. Whilst my right does most of the work. A bit weird, but it's somewhat working. Can at least still drive. Not causing discomfort. Not very well though. Can't drive very well. That's the problem. Oh dear. How do I want to fix this? I don't know. I tried taking some of this. Try and stabilize the road a little bit more. Push the brakes even more further to the front. That might be a bad idea, but we'll find out. Oh, yep, locking. But you want to see? Not. Okay. Let's find left here. That's better. But I guess in regards to next season as well, I guess whilst we're here, I don't actually have anything figured out yet for next season. It's gonna be back to short race, like the two sort of 20 minutes. Like I said, I've made it pretty clear. I don't want to spam long race series. Sort of want to alternate between. Oh, excuse me. Want to alternate between doing this kind of structure and the other, or the sort of more traditional structure, I guess you could say. But I haven't really had any ideas that stuck with me that I've really had the chance to test out. Oh, I braked too late. But I mean, if anyone's got any ideas, I am all ears. This is the time. Something I think would be great, though, is if there was kind of like a... I can't take my hands off the wheel. I don't know. I kind of just like naturally kind of... Even though you can't see me, actually sort of naturally gesticulate whilst talking. I'm sort of waving my hand around. I don't know if you can see it, but this is kind of what I do. The ARC pickup trucks, maybe. I haven't spent too much time with those, but they were alright when I tried them a little while ago. I think I was maybe waiting to see if there were any updates, because I think at the time they were still a work in progress. I forget, though, it's been a while. Kind of a shame you can find like hardly any information about that series online, though, because I do actually have a bit of a connection to the series. Not anymore. He's since he's gone on to race other things, but my God, I'm out of control. My godfather did actually used to race in that series and was pretty successful. How the competition was, I don't know, but I do know he won a lot. And now he races like a historic Capri, so... wants to get away with me. It's kind of hard doing it with mostly one hand. Oh, crikey. But yeah, the pickup tricks could be interesting. Guess gives me an excuse to shoehorn in, even though we don't have rock in AC, at least a good version of rock in them. Gives me an excuse, I guess, maybe to shoehorn in an oval round somewhere. Because they did. I assume they don't anymore, because Rockingham hasn't been used for racing in like 7 years or something like that. But they did used to run on the oval at Rockingham. I think they were one of the last series to use it. I could be wrong on that, but... Mallory Park? Is there a version of Mallory Park that would be SRS approved? I remember I might have seen one somewhere, but I cannot remember. Oh, I brake too late for this corner again. Just brake fast back to 66, giving me too much locking. Oh, noob trouble. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. I'm going to check that out, actually. I don't think I ever got around to trying that. I meant to. It might be... I have, like, a bunch of tabs that are just different race department tracks. It's probably in there somewhere. Of, like, race department mods that I just haven't gotten the chance to test out. It's like, I'll download these one day. Difficulty is, though, right? It's like, okay, cool, that's... I guess that's sorted, subject to testing. But now I gotta think of another one. Another series that preferably is something kind of different. I always try and avoid picking series that are too similar. How many are registered for the race? I don't know, but there's still time to register. I know there's at least 2. Me and Mattia. I haven't checked. been kind of trying to get my driving up to some degree of par. Let's see. Let me quickly check. At the moment, still just the two of us. But there's still time to register. So you could say I'm coping, and you might be right, but we'll see. But yeah. Everyone's probably swanned off to some nice sunny beach somewhere. Or wherever they fancy for holiday. I don't blame them. Get over the curb there. Jesus. Really temperamental through here. I haven't seen anything from the other lot yet, actually, in terms of what they plan to do next series. Thinking about it. I mean, granted, their race was only yesterday, and there is still time, but I haven't seen anything from them. We don't really communicate that much, though. Well, we don't really communicate at all, really. In terms of what we're planning, so... But typically they get their ideas down before I do. So no idea what they've got cooked up for Mondays next season. You know, I had a bit of a weird concept. Maybe weird's the wrong one, but I had a bit of a concept. Right, the other... kind of floated in my head the other day. There's kind of a... kind of an evolution, in essence, of... the way at least I see SRS at the moment. But this would like almost have to be like its own platform, right? Because I don't think SRS could really facilitate the kind of vision. But essentially to have a platform that is more a sort of small platform that's kind of designed around well, it's kind of more driven around like community-driven races, right? Where, you know, the community sort of pulls together, essentially doing what SRS is, what we're doing with SRS now, but given more control of the community to vote on basically everything, control what sort of content gets used and the series formats and whatnot, giving them more direct influence over that. Compared to like now where it's just like, oh, we kind of, you know, me, Donnie, Slowbros, Michael, and the likes just kind of cobble together some shit and sort of, you know, throw it out there. Like SCB, no, because SCB is a Discord server. That's the thing, I'd want it to be like a sort of a website platform, you know, where people go on and it's all controlled through that. They don't need a system to do that. They don't, no, but system means you can automate things. Makes life a lot easier. Well, it's harder to set up, but in the long term makes it easier. Fuck. Because you don't really need to do anything, right? One of the kind of bottlenecks of SRS at the moment is the plain and simple fact that Enrique is very busy, you know? I don't think he has the time to dedicate to the platform as he maybe wants to, and that would be ideal for us. Don't let the masses vote, you'll just have GD3 all the time. That's true, but I don't know, it partly be a concept, but partly also an experiment, right? Try and build a platform for more, because one of the problems I have with a lot of platforms, right, is they get too deep into wanting to be the next iRacing. They want to provide ranked competitive servers for people, but like not everyone wants that, right? People want to race, they want to have competition, but they don't care for like iRacing ranks and brackets and oh shit, I've overshot it. You know, and sure there are like communities like SCB, but that's a lot of manual legwork, right? It's a lot of manual fiddling every week, and at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff that communities like SCB do are still kind of ultimately controlled by a couple of people. They make all the decisions at the end of the day. But this is kind of, you know, effectively, I guess, you know, the first protocol would effectively be, you know, trying to bring the community that we have here over onto, like, the new thing, and then nobody wants to be the next generation. People just hope there's another one. No other racing games attempt to stick to it. Well, racing games don't, but other platforms do. You know? They want to take a slice of that iRacing pie, because, I mean, these platforms do it because the Sims themselves don't, for the most part. I mean, they've started to more nowadays, but, you know, people want this kind of thing. So, you know, they provide it. Well, there's a perceived one for it. But in a way, I don't think there's a similar kind of thing. A, like, sort of more central automated system for, you know, lesser serious races. Races that aren't about trying to be the next esports superstar and whatnot. And I feel like a lot of these platforms as well are trying to sell you a lot of extra shit on the side as well, which I'm not really into. I was looking at a bunch of them the other day, and it's like trying to sell you like setups, AI tools, and shit like that. It's like, no, go away. Worst of all is fucking LFM, who's like, oh yeah, CSGO cases, guys. Please, they're giving us money. It's like, no, fuck off. Last thing I want when doing sim racing is CSGO bullshit. Ooh, dear. Oh, I saved it. Not really. I hit the wall, but it's good enough. It's about as good as I was gonna get with my current driving scenario. looks like getting into the pits here. I don't actually remember what the pit entry is. One of these lines. Combo doesn't look stable. You mean this car and track? Or other things? Well, the part of the problem is, as I described earlier, I'm sort of driving largely one-handed. My left hand isn't doing a whole lot. Which isn't helping me keep more of a sturdy grip on the wheel. Makes the car a little bit harder to control when it starts getting all loosey-goosey. You are right. This car in its current setup is a little bit sketchy through the Porsche curves. A little bit more sketchy than I was hoping, but to be what it be. I probably flatten the car out a little bit more. That might help make it a bit more stable. Might also make me bottom out more. We'll see. Yeah, as it would pretend the phone. Exposed. Exposed. I wish that were the case, though. That sounds wrong, but be a better scenario than having my handle cut up, but gotta play the hand you dealt with, I guess. I don't know. I've lost the plot at this point, I think. Just dug deeper, I really did. I did. Oh god, I added that extra wing, look at the penalty. Oh, I weep. But I guess a more stable car is probably the better option. Oh, there you go, I immediately clawed it back. So never mind. But, it is looking like it might just be me and Mattia, so I guess it's Mattia's call if he wants to traipse around for 45 minutes. Me lagging behind somewhere. Surprised how not bad using or like upshifting and downshifting on the same hand is actually working. Like I thought that would be my biggest problem, getting the downshifts right. I keep trying to I'm not looking where I'm going. But actually I've gotten used to that pretty quickly. It's more the steering, or more when the car starts getting loose is what I'm struggling with. I don't really have the ability at the moment to sort of just catch the car as aggressively as I normally do. Right, this much more stable car is actually working out, it seems. I thought it would kill me down the straights, but it's not really. I guess maybe flattening the car out might have helped negate some of the penalty of the speed. I don't know. I guess I was also topping out a bit, I think, with the other gear ratio. I did extend it a bit more, which I think might be helping also, so Overall, this seems like a step in the right direction. I'm much more confident with the car now. See how it is through the Porsche curves there. Moment of truth. Guess I could also play around. It's a little bit touchy. Try and bounce a little bit more over the front end. A lot better though. Oh, I hit that curve a bit too much. That did throw me out. Snap is miles faster than the previous laps I've done, I think. Or 17, yeah, that's a big jump up. Whether that's competitive or not, I highly doubt it, but the better. Ooh. The understeer is noticeable though. I'm pretty comfortable with this. Should probably back out to the pits and save it. Let's see. I'm going to assume not much has changed on the entry list. No. Only 2 registered. Yeah. Just me and you. I actually remembered to register this time. So I guess it's... Oh, shit. Okay. I guess it's down to you, really. I will, indulge driving around. If you, wish to. If not, then... I'll find something else to do with the time. Remember, I think the last time I had a 2-car race on stream, I think it was me against Handy. I basically just said, like, you know, when you're done, just pull over. And I think we ended up doing the whole race, because it's pretty close between the 2 of us. That was pretty fun. I don't think I'll be able to match that tonight, but... Apparently I've driven over 1,000 kilometers in this car, according to the content manager. 1,115.6 kilometers. That's more than I thought I'd done. I don't know how much mileage we've been covering in the races, but that's quite a lot. We did that one series. I guess I would have done testing for that series. Probably little bits of practice here and there for that series. Then I did some testing here and there, just random stuff. between then and now. And then I guess this series. What was it for, like, say, like, I don't know, these. Estonia 21. Or 25, sorry. 25. 15.9, well, that's not right. Whatever. But damn. Drive or not to drive? That is the question. GTA on stream. I don't really know if there's anything really interesting to show off on stream. But I'd be down. I mean, I'd be down to play. Could do racing there. True. I don't have many upgraded cars though. I guess do non-custom. You know, do I still have those trucks installed? I guess I could maybe give those a quick. I do. Give those a quick whirl again. Quickly, at least. Silverstone National, dude. I remember which one I've driven. One of these cars, at least. According to Content Manager, I've driven none of them. Alright. Gonna guess it was the Ford.
Skins checked, nothing new, carry on.
I'm not even in the server. Okay, I think it is the Ford. It seems like it's relatively been set up for me. Left-hand drive, though, is interesting. What do you think about that? I guess they did race at Rockin', so I guess it would make more sense, because Rockin' was left-turning. Grid size is close enough. Damn. You cold, but you're unfortunately right tonight. Oh. This doesn't seem too bad. I mean, obviously I'm not driving as I normally would, but barring a couple of hours of racing, or driving, should I say, like this. Oh, a bit loosey-goosey on the rear, but I guess it makes sense for a pickup truck, because basically all of the weight is at the front. Not too bad, though. I gripped up on the AstroTurf, I didn't though. And we go. Yeah, these things are pretty small. Probably the smallest pickup trucks. Albeit, I guess they're not really pickup trucks anymore because you can't put anything in the back of them. Just a steel tube frame. Pretty cool though. I don't assume he's jumped on. You can pick them up. That is true. I don't know if there's been any updates on mod. Check. Oh god. Oh, there we go. Let's fix this up now. Ah. Oh, I forgot how horrible race department is nowadays. Specifically want AC cars. Oh, I am on AC cars. Okay. Let's see. A lot of random shit pumped on. Imagine we're just showing up to do one lap, win the race in the background. Yeah, don't. It might not. But I think if it is like only one person, it might not count. I don't know. I haven't really tested it. Just look it up. Why am I scrolling like this? Bike pickup trucks. Okay, no updates. Okay, so this is the most up-to-date version that I've got then. God, they can't even get the dark mode right anymore. Like, half of... I'm looking at race department now, and like half the window is still white, even though I'm on dark mode. Ooh. Cadillac La Monstra, though. That's pretty interesting. CSP 2.6. 2.6. Jesus Christ. How far have we gone? I'll have Unreal fuel saving today. Gosh, this website sucks nowadays. Can't even get it to formatting right. Ugh, yay. Trying to think. Can't think if I have anything else I want to show off. I haven't really been doing a lot lately, ads. Barring, I mean, of course, I got the new monitors, but I can't really show you much of that. It's like, wow, there's 2 of them now. I can now play games that take up a whole screen, or lock me into full screen without having to stare down at my phone to read chat. That definitely was not fun when I had to do that. But, yeah, a bit of an unfortunate way to end the series, really. But I guess given the time of year and the way things are going, I'm not terribly surprised. I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't at least one other person, but you know, people probably have better things to be doing at this time of year, so understandable. How many did they get yesterday? 6. Did they actually get 6 show up? I guess we can quickly run through the points, though, I guess, because the series is over. Arg. That window. That's the wrong window. It's just regular SRS. I want the other window. Okay, when I still shown anything. God fucking damn it. I need to click on the window? No. It's one of these 2. This one? Yeah, there we go. Cool, yeah, so the Caymans, Mattia takes the title. Could have been pretty close. Well, it's pretty close in the end. Between the 2. Of course, yeah, not particularly great participation all the way throughout on this one, but wasn't terribly surprised. Wasn't my most inspired idea ever, it's safe to say. And obviously, yeah, again, sort of timings and whatnot. We fared a little bit better here for the most part. Red Bull Ring wasn't particularly popular, but had a nice start, and then it kind of petered out a bit. Again, Batia taking the title. Shame Mateo missed the Red Bull ring. Maybe would have been a lot closer at the front, because he get a really strong showing at Most and at Assen. I think Most was definitely the bigger surprise, though. I wasn't expecting the pit strategy to work, and it did. And then Monday series, there or thereabouts the same, pretty much. A little more consistent. They did have 5 people yesterday, which I guess is better than what we could manage today, but yeah, I think across the board, people are out doing other things, not sim racing. Damn, perfect run from Mateo on the Mondays. Didn't see that very often. Well, I guess maybe unless it's Miko, but Miko's just different. But yeah, don't know what they're cooking up. I still gotta flesh out my ideas. I completed spinning every race challenge yesterday. Uh-oh. Feel we're gonna need a bit of story time on that one. I think this has been a bit of a shit season for me, really, in terms of performances. Races have been reasonably fun, but for one reason or another, I just haven't had the performance. Which isn't the end of the world. I've still enjoyed some of the races, but yeah, it is kind of a shame to have had some pretty strong seasons lately to go to being just kind of meh everywhere. But can't win them all. I don't think I've been doing as much sim racing in general lately, which is a shame. I definitely want to get back on the horse a little bit more, but yeah, a variety of different things have sort of pulled me away. It's not to say things are going bad. Some of the races I have been distracted because I've been having fun elsewhere, but you know, it's... I do still very much enjoy sim racing, so it is... While I have been having fun doing other things, of course, some of the reasons I've missed things have been less fun, but, you know, the ones where I have missed them for doing other fun things, it's like, still kind of want to do more. Driving one-handed there too, fuck's sakes. I don't want to be driving one-handed. Well, I'm driving like 1.5-handed. My left hand is still doing stuff. It's just kind of loosely holding onto the wheels. It's almost doing the old Robert Kubica strat. Albeit, thankfully, I am nowhere near in the position as he is. Still fucks. Get your head out of the gutter, Sonny Jim. Takes one to notice one. I better... My brain has been rotten. I'm around too many people with the head in the gutters. It's taken its toll. One of us starts John. But yeah, I will honestly, I have been kind of letting my online presence, I guess, slip a bit lately. Though, that being said, because I've had a bunch of things I've wanted to do throughout the year that I just haven't. So I think I need to find some time to get my affairs in order. Because I did hint a few times about wanting to do more special events, but I just haven't really gotten around to organizing those yet. And I guess given the current participation around, now maybe isn't the best time to start doing things, so yeah, because I was planning to sort of bring back the old Bimwood that we did a couple of years ago. Still kind of want to do that, so might try it later on in the year, but I think now's maybe not the right time to do it. Maybe in like later August or September. Gives me a bit of time to actually think it a bit through, and actually get things properly set up for it. Do have some time off at the end of August, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing during that time off. Was supposed to be doing stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that stuff anymore. Because I was going to be working on doing some house renovation stuff, but I don't know. They keep changing their mind on what they want to do. Well, my dad mainly changes his mind on what he wants to do, so no idea if we'll actually be doing what we want to do or not. But we'll see. But yeah, I mean, big for tonight though. I think this is where we wrap things up because I am just waffling now at this point. I don't have anything more to add. Obviously, I will be on the Discord if people want to hang out afterwards. I'm more open for that. But yeah, I don't think there's anything more really left that's worth covering on live stream, at least at the moment. So yeah, give me a couple of minutes though once I end, because I want to shoot off to the bathroom and grab a drink. But after that, I'll be down. I'll be on the Discord ready to do whatever. Probably play GTA. It's kind of gripped my life the past month. No, I kid. It's been fun. But yeah, I think hopefully I'll have something out. Well, I'll definitely have something out by the end of this week as to what we're doing next week and for the next 6 weeks. Hopefully there'll be a bit more people around next week. I don't know though. But we'll see. We'll see. Thanks everyone who came out tonight. Obviously a bit of a weird one, but yeah, hope to see you all around next week. Adios.